Hello and welcome to another Dreamforge video. My name is Aeon and with me again today is Eli. And in the last few videos and months, we've been showing a few concept pictures of certain characters and creatures in Dreamforge, but haven't made any more dedicated videos around the topic. Making your character a wanderer takes time and consideration, and perhaps the most important early decision you'll be making when creating them will be, well, what they are exactly. Well, in today's video, we'll be focusing on lineages and races within Dreamforge, discussing what they are, providing a few examples, and giving an explanation on how you'll go about choosing and crafting your own character's lineage. Real quick, before we begin the video proper, I just want to remind everyone to subscribe to the channel and like the video as it helps us reach more people and grow the community, as well as comment your thoughts about what we're discussing in the video and your thoughts on Dreamforge in general. Also, don't forget to check out our Discord channel if you want to try out the experience for yourself and join the community there. We have a lot of things to cover in this video, so without further ado, let's get into it. Lineages are effectively what your wanderer's species or race is. It denotes your character's main physiology, characteristics, and possibly even history depending on the world setting and lore. Depending on the lineage you choose, you have a range of special features and lineage options. Within these options exist a core type related to your lineage, core features granted by the lineage, and potentially a subcategory of lineage called a sublineage, which we'll get into in a moment. A lineage's core type is something like a grouping the core lineage falls under. For instance, for a Drakeshore and Dragonkin, some of the mythical dragons of Drakkar, they both share the similar type, that being dragon, whereas Lizardkin, Lupin, and Auroch, despite being very wildly different beastkin types, all share the beast type. Your core lineage also grants you features outside of just the core type, such as any trait score increases, health modifiers, age, size, speed, and more. Past these are also more specific lineage features tied to your core lineage, which are shown on the screen currently in an example. And further on, when you get to lineage abilities, you can see things called sublineages, which allow you to further differentiate and diversify among peoples in play.
Sublineages are like a variant or special morph of subspecies within a given lineage. Take the Lupin direwolf, for example. A Lupin with a generally larger and heftier size, granting them more vigor and health to match their routine form, and a resilience to take physical damage, potentially making them able to tank more than the average. In this case, this sublineage costs 2 lineage points. However, sublineages can range anywhere from 2 to 3 lineage points, and will grant you a variety of features and bonuses unique to that sublineage.
Now that we've explained what lineages are in Dreamforge, let's begin to explain how you go about choosing your lineage for your experience. When determining your wanderer character's lineage, you'll be faced with many options that can seem initially daunting, but it's really quite simple once you get to the process and get down to how everything works, and it's very rewarding if you keep in mind your future options for build crafting. Firstly, you'll begin with choosing a core lineage. A core lineage denotes your primary features granted to you, like the base trait score increases, base movement speed, health modifiers, and any other core lineage features listed there. Some of these features are not things you can obtain through lineage feats and abilities as well, so you'll want to note what they are. Once you have chosen your core lineage, you'll have the option of choosing up to 2 other lineages to mix with, or continuing as a full breed, and making your decision on lineage abilities. Should you mix with another lineage, you gain that lineage's type should you not have it, such as the beast, dragon, mortal, etc. In cases where you mix with something you already have, the type of, so to speak, you don't need to add anything else other than that lineage's name. When you are a mixed breed, you'll also gain the mixed breed type, regardless of what it is and what you're mixed with. This is useful for choosing certain type of lineage feats later as well. Also, as a side note, there are some lineages which are by default mixed breeds, or by default full breeds. For instance, the Dragonkin and Demonkin lineages are always mixed breeds by default, whereas the Graceful and Fiendever are always full breed by default. When you have these cases when you're choosing a core lineage that's a mixed breed by default, they are usually mixed with human, granting them the mortal type. However, you could instead take any other lineage to mix with, so long as it's not locked to being a full breed only lineage. An example of this would be taking a Dragonkin as your core lineage, and then instead of taking the default mortal human option, you instead decide to go with a Kitsune option, granting you the Sylvan type as well. Once you determine if you're a mixed breed with another lineage or not, you will move on to the lineage ability options, located below each prospective lineage core features. Lineage abilities are small to medium scaled additional features which can grant you a variety of passive and active features and skills to use in your adventures and journey. Some are combat related and others are focused on more downtime activities and skills. These lineage abilities will also help differentiate your wanderer from others, making your choices and journey unique to you right from the get-go. You will begin with 5 lineage points and can delegate them as you deem fit, between options in your core lineage and any other lineages you are mixed with. However, you cannot exceed the total of 5 points shared between all your lineages. Among these lineage point options, you will also find sublineages, as mentioned before. Finally, once you have determined your choices with your lineage points, you will choose your first of many lineage feats. Lineage feats are a special feature. God, I have to keep saying lineage and feature so much in this video. Give me a moment. Lineage feats are special features which grant your wanderer and character additional features similar to your class or any other lineage ability above. The main caveat in these, however, is that they can scale off of and grant additional bonuses to your existing lineage ability options, core lineage features, and sublineage choices, customizing your experience even more so. Lineage feats are found below the lineage section, and you will be able to choose one lineage feat so long as you have the listed prerequisites and requirements for lineage, type, and level. As you increase in power on your adventures, you'll gain more lineage feats to choose from, gaining another at 4th level and another every 4 levels after that along your journey. Once you have done all of this, we recommend copying all of your choices onto the lineage section of your wanderer's character sheet, entering the prompted information in the sections they denote. So Eli will make a quick recap for us.
When making your character in Dreamforge, a good place to start is with your character's lineage. Your lineage is the race you're going to be playing as, and that comes with various stats, traits, and abilities. First, choose a core lineage that provides the primary functions your characters will have: base trait scores, speeds, sizes, languages, and any other core function your race may have. Next, you select your lineage abilities, possibly including a sublineage, that can provide new abilities, skills, and other racial functions. Finally, you'll pick lineage feats. These are specialized abilities that can be used by various types of lineage groupings that you select every 4 levels, really showing the growth potential for the lineages. You can mix and match different lineages to create a mixed race character. You can only have one core lineage, but with other lineages mixed in, it allows you to select from different lineage abilities and lineage feats to create a character that is perfect for you. With the general understanding of lineages and how to choose them out of the way, let's look at some of the many lineages you have to choose from and meet along your adventures in Dreamforge on Jakar and more. Just so everyone's aware, we're not going through all the lineages that'll be available in the base game in Curse C in full detail, but we will be mentioning quite a few here in brief detail. You can stay posted on the channel and our socials as we go through the lineages mentioned here and more lineages in greater detail in future videos, so stay tuned for more. With that out of the way, let's get through this gauntlet of 16 plus different lineages. Looking to represent angelic favor with a slight touch of biblically accurate? Meet the graceful, a particular type of celestial that is part of the few known to have settled down in the realms of the mortal and beast, instead of just the heavenly realm of Halo. Graceful, unlike their contemporary biblical-like kin, appear in a humanoid appearance and usually don't scare those around them as easily. They channel divine energy and partake in ritualistic arts, being in their minds the embodiment of elegance and grace. They often seek to display these traits in their communities through their actions. Their communities and personal lives are often built off a set of tenets and beliefs, even those not of a particular faith. Be mindful, however, that your passions and beliefs do not spiral into zealousy and wrath, as often those of judgment and light rarely look upon themselves. Be not afraid. Don't mind the extra eyes. They're beauty marks. Seen as imposing brutes, matching their perceived hellish temperament and devious thoughts, Fiendever display their true nature as the powerful, intelligent, and staunchly resilient fiends, who are the most predominant and widespread fiends on Jakar. They carry themselves in the nature they deem so fit, often disregarding what other lineages will perceive them as. They have similar appearances to that of demonkin and devilkin, along with their true form, which has things like larger calcified armor, horns, claws, and rigid skin with a demonic allure about them. As a Fiendever, remember your namesake. To exist is to embody the meaning of endeavoring.
creatures born from the union of the great beast of myth themselves and other mythical or non-mythical lineages. Dragonkin are humanoids who appear as anthropomorphized dragon people. Their connection to the deific dragons is displayed in their general way of carrying themselves, often quite honorific and prideful of their heritage and namesake. You have arcane energy flowing through your veins, like the dragons you come from, with mighty wings and a beautiful scale palette. To most dragonkin, they live holding themselves to the idea of a higher honor or responsibility than most, endearing and protecting their communities no matter the breed, as family. For many, especially those of dogma, this belief comes from their many ancient worm deities and how they displayed much of their fortitude and nobility in caring for them and their people as a whole. Have you ever considered what it would be like to be a dragon? Well, wait no longer with the Drakeshore. Of course, it's me doing this one. Drakeshore are a full-breed kind of dragon, whose ancestral ties harken back to the old dragons and worms of myth, for they represent knowledge, longevity, and wisdom, even among common Drakeshore. Outside of their traditional draconic form, they possess a humanoid form, which they commonly enter in non-dragon understanding cultures and areas, as they find it's easier to communicate with other lineages, as opposed to their more imposing, we'll say, forms. And remember, though they may not all be as powerful as the worms found throughout Jakar, they wield the potential of a mighty dragon, both in physicality and enchantments. Stories tell of beings that hailed from the stars, being similar to the elementals as embodiments of space. Energeta are beings made of causal energy that have solidified into a physical form. Much of their morphology is unknown, as most creatures are rather unaware of their existence, even often mistaking them for simple primordials or even mutated humanoids. Despite their makeup, consisting of mostly causal energy, they also are somewhat indistinguishable from other normal organic life, even down to the point of having rather bizarre organic tissue within their makeup. Energeta have a rather peculiar manner of doing things, and they often are quite observant to the world and things around them. As such, they fall into roles and positions often that lead them to be in the most observant or studied fields, gathering knowledge about the world and universe over.
Known as the furry fox tricksters and channelers of nature, they have strong ties, as most Sylvans do, to old Fey ancestry, though with a primal twirl. Kitsune have a range of specialties and types which denote the source of particular magic they can manipulate innately. These are often wild and bizarre, ranging from the more traditional forms of power, like elements in nature, to effects in reality, like time or rhythmic sounds. While stories speak of them as mischievous tricksters, they are more commonly known for their thoughtful and righteous nature, leading them to often be permeating many societies and communities, living amongst common people and supporting places as hunters and gatherers, or traveling the world with an intrigue to learn more and spread the many cultures they are a part of.
Find yourself on the awkward end of several scaly jokes? Are you astute enough to read the room, but not astute enough to make the room read you? You might be a lizardkin. Lizardkins are inclined to have strong drives and passions in life, with many valuing their ancestral lessons and adaptability. So adaptable are lizardkins. Similar to kobolds, they are capable of shifting their physical forms and desired gender, with the latter being not so odd or unique a feat for any creature, they would say. They are a stoic sort, who unlike other beastkins somewhat struggle with expressions and emoting, though they exhibit the same if not more emotions than most humans despite their miscategorization, making it hard to tell if you're being eyed out for dinner, the bedroom, or both. Resonate with any of you? You might just want to try a lizardkin. Do you hear the call of the moon, the urge to chase and hunt? An inner wolf calling out, ready to pounce. Does the word nuzzle activate your neuron? You might be a fur. Lupin are anthropomorphic canine humanoids who carry a keen sense of smell and resilient attitudes towards the hostile environments they find themselves in. The women are a tad bit larger on average than the men, though they're not really complaining. They can draw an intrinsic power from the moon, bringing forth mighty howls from the inner wolf. Don't think their bark can't come with a bite, as it can strike fear and break bone. I can assure you that dogs do indeed bite. Take that as you will, and try Lupin.
Creatures of the deep, a race of people that have evolved from the ocean's strongest and smartest inhabitants. Aquians are anthropomorphic fish like humanoids with qualities that help them underwater. The Aquians are wielding the power of the ocean to aid them in all aspects of their life, from their infrastructure to their channeling. They are usually a proud sort and very tight-knit, valuing company and companionship alike. Just hope you're a part of the big three that are in control of most part of the seas, or else you may struggle to fit in. And to any non-Aquians in the sea, be wary, for these honorific and vain creatures may target you for their next hunt. Those who live through the millennia should have a greater understanding of the plights of others, right? Some resemblance of empathy for those who live and fade into nothingness in the blink of an eye. Well, maybe your elf can fit that role and melt the cold-hearted natures of your brethren. Noble and graceful, the elves hold themselves to greater standards, accepting nothing but perfection. Hunting their prey, fighting their mortal enemies, or taking care of the nature around them, there is no room for failure.
Do decisions scare you? Are you looking for an easy time in life with simple choices? Are you a person who is afraid of feathers, furs, and scales, along with realizing that your internet history is full of them? Do you find yourself using "you have an ex-friend" defense more than the amount of ex-people you've ever personally met? Is your party mad at you for gaining strong abilities with no effort? Try human. Humans may look like the basic option and have the longevity of a goldfish comparably to others at least. How can you say no to additional feats, skills, and languages? Though they may have less time to live comparably to most other races, they found the ability to do things much quicker than their competitors because of it. They can train harder, read faster, and push themselves like no other can. The mortality of life comes for all, and decisions and differences are scary, but persevere as a human. You also may be wondering whether there's a default mixed breed option. That's because they literally bang everyone. You ever wanted to be an amnesiac robot with DIT and an odd allure to hug kittens? Don't know, don't remember? Well, have I got the lineage for you. Sentinels. Sentinels are mostly machine-based humanoids who are awoken across the lands of Drakkar by various means. They often lack memories of their previous lives after being awoken time and time again. Though reports are sparse, with some having vivid specific memories of great events and eras lost to history. Due to this unknown defect in their memory core, they must enter a state of suspended animation every 40 to 50 years to avoid psychological lapse, memory fracture, and the strange urge to crush organic life. Unfortunately, this has left most of the creation in history somewhat unknown. They are truly an echo of the Architekians and more ancient civilizations of the past eras, while also possibly an indication of the potential future. A somewhat rare lineage, which appears all across Drakkar in small quantities, often alongside their sylvan brethren. Baleful tails are furry lizardkin-like sylvans, known for their evasive abilities and unique evolutions. Be it their oddly sweet-smelling sweat, which allows them to maneuver and slide on their bellies across surfaces. Their girthy it's in the script. Their girthy tails, which they partially received their namesake from, which they can use as a veritable weapon as well as channel and coil energy. However, what might be the most intriguing part about baleful tails is their unique anatomy and morphology that allows them to utilize non-sylvan-based forms of energy, as well as having adaptations from other lineages despite being a full-breed sylvan themselves. Observing these traits have spawned sporadic theories and inquiries into their history, sparking conjecture surrounding them, though in time it is believed more will be revealed as more secrets and lore become unveiled about their heritage. Vinesh are a special kind of abomination, which resembles snake-like anthropomorphic creatures, with a few intriguing morphs upon their form, most notably a set of additional appendages like tentacles or an additional pair of arms. They are similar to Sinesh of the Beastkin lineage, with some history suggesting a relation to them and others. Also similar to Sinesh, I mix those up. Similar to Sinesh, they have a form with legs and may enter a steroform, which turns their lower body from the waist on into a snake's, granting them the ability to constrict things as well as a powerful lunge which repels them forwards for charge attacks. They are not often seen, usually hiding their presence from most who think negatively broadly of beastkin, let alone abomination-related kin. These are avian-like anthropomorphized humanoids who are believed to have hailed from the stellar sea, as their evolution suggests a much harsher environment, that akin to what's found there. Phase Raptors are a beastkin, which have a connection to causal-based energy and can phase themselves in and out of space, teleporting and draining energy around them. Phase Raptors also have a peculiar diet, mainly consisting of aberrant and abominations predominantly, and will utilize their keen instincts to hunt down monsters that would leave many stunned before their stature. They are a rare kind in Drakar, being found in places where beastkin reside normally, and places where the scattered remnants of the Shattered Echoes technology is present. They are a proud and strong sort, presenting themselves as protectors and monster hunters in most places, though.
Kobolds are a stout anthropomorphized dragon humanoid that are a small race compared to humans, about the same size as dwarves. All kobolds have a larger, more distinguishable scale just above the center of their chest, the plate scale, that is a much deeper color compared to the rest of their scales. This scale tends to glimmer and give off a small amount of light when they are excited or when casting magic. Kobolds are not usually appreciated in non-dragon or beastkin-centric areas, as they are sometimes seen no different than simple beast or abomination. To avoid being harmed, they stay out of sight and congregate in large clans and groups, as numbers are their advantage. It's not fair that they're discriminated so, because they can be so cute. These strange shape-changing creatures have relatively unknown origins, and have a unique existence which is unknown to the vast majority of creatures in the world. Shiftlings have the unique capability of adopting a completely new physical form based on other humanoids they've seen. Some particular kinds of shiftlings can even morph themselves into larger creatures like beasts, and others can manage to transform into abominations, though with similar stipulations. This mimicry is nearly perfect from a visual perspective, which makes most creatures who can't utilize spiritual sensing difficult to notice the difference between these creatures and the ones they are masquerading as. They are naturally secretive and quiet people, often preferring a more reserved life, or one of fervent studying into the domains of soul energy manipulation.
You can expect to see many more lineages to be available and discussed in the future, as the lands of Drakar are vast and in many more peoples thrive together, mixed among each other, even outside its confines. With that, our general Lineages of Drakar showcase here comes to a close. We'd like to thank you all for watching the video and remind you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share us around as we are looking to grow the community. It would help us a great deal if you followed our Kickstarter page and checked out our Linktree, where you can see our art and various updates on our Twitter, Insta, and Blue Sky. If you want to try the game out for yourselves, or just stop by and say hi, join our official Discord, linked in the description box below. We hope to see you in the future, and again, thank you for all for watching, and see you wanderers in the next